Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Game Design Cuppa. I'm your host, Matthew Johnson. Welcome on this wonderful Wednesday. I am, no surprise to everyone, I'm a little bit disorganized. Morning, Rory. How are you going? I will just do a very, very quick tweet. Join me for the Game Design Cuppa. Copy, paste. So, hey Alex, welcome. How's everyone doing? How are you both this morning? It's a fairly grey. Yeah, after the weekend, it looked like the weather was it really felt like we're suddenly getting into spring with some nice sun and a bit warmer. And then, of course, abruptly this week has just all been a bit grey and a bit miserable. But oh well, what can you do? You know, it is what it is. But I hope you're both well. Morning, Rob. Yeah, maybe I should. I don't know if you can go. I don't think you can stop being an affiliate, but maybe there's some way I can. I don't know if I can disable the ads. Should probably do that. Nice to hear. It's a bit sunny there, Rory. It's finished now. Good. So it's a bit of a grey morning, but that's fine. I've been a little bit productive even already this morning. I was invited to do an interview for. I think I don't know what the Facebook group called. It's like Euro board games or something, or Euro board game lovers, or I can't quite remember. But morning, Arnold. How are you going? How are you going? I saw your tweet about Peppa the Pig. I've never. I assume this is your every morning routine. I hope all is going well. Anyway, so I managed to actually finish this interview this morning. It's sort of funny how no matter how many interviews you do, it always just takes it always takes you a bit of time to you don't want to just sort of answer anything. But I have to admit, typing everything out just takes a bit longer than just talking. So maybe that's why I think I'll always like streaming more and chatting on stream and things like that. It's nice to see actually. Seeing as Arnold has dropped by, I can show off some of Arnold's latest work. We were chatting on Monday about our latest. We're working on this card crawl adventure sort of roguelike app game, and Arnold was showing off some new bits over the last few days on tweeting. Which is kind of cool. I can share it here. It's going well, apparently. And finishing touches for the playtest. Yeah, exactly. So for those who, oh gosh, what am I doing? We're hoping to open it up. I think sometime at the end of this week for sort of a more open kind of, I guess, alpha, beta, I don't know what you call it, but anyway, you can play test the current version of the app, which is still, in some ways rough because, and this is one of the images of the sort of the world map as you'll be going from tavern to tavern, trying to get to the end of 5 taverns to win. I think it's looking really cool. And down to Arnold's great work and the mexes, I've seen a little bit of art and things. It's all very exciting. I must say, to me, oh gosh, need to put the Cuppa in the board game Cuppa. Cool. It's all still a very new process to me, and I guess I'm going to learn a lot over the next. Because obviously working on the game is also a new process to me, but then anything related to the testing and the release and everything is so different from that of board game publishing. So I'm quite excited, but I'm very fortunate to be to be working with a very capable Arnold on this, because I can't imagine trying to do it myself. I saw actually just talking about digital games. I saw that they've just announced there's a Stardew Valley board game that was, I don't know where I can find it. I saw it a lot on Twitter. I imagine if I just go to my feed, it will just have popped up somewhere probably, which I thought was quite interesting. It looks quite nice actually. I'm not sure if anyone else saw it this morning. Yeah, but it looks really quite charming. So this is the board game. I've played a little bit of the digital game of Stardew Valley. I never quite held my sort of I don't know, my attention. I don't know. It's not quite my style of game, although it could be. I don't know. Maybe I didn't quite get into it the right way. Anyway, but yeah, it looks really quite cool and looks just really charming. I love this there's this little board. Like there's this little board that holds all the tiles and things that you're going to be using, and there's a really nice little map, and yeah, it just looks really, really nice. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that is true. It is a US only release at the moment, but I think the developer on Twitter, who is the digital developer, was talking, but I mean they obviously control the board game as well. They said that if there's enough interest, apparently there's been a lot of interest from Europe, so they're looking into ways of doing it. I thought it was also interesting that's slightly different, I guess, is that in the world of Kickstarter for board games and digital games, that being said, I think everyone was kind of surprised when they were saying, "Oh, is this a pre-order?" Because they had sort of said like, go on site and buy Stardew Valley or whatever, or is it leading up to a Kickstarter or anything? And no, it's like no, the games are in the warehouse. You're buying it, and it's such a different way to do things in a way. But I guess it's also different when you have a huge community, and I imagine from what he's sort of talking about it, or what they're talking about, it seems that they're being a bit cautious with they might not have printed so many in the first run, but yeah, but it looks really cool actually. There's a rule book which I'm not sure I'll be able to see or not. Yeah, so no, I actually really like I think they've nailed the kind of like the look. It's designed by Cole Medeiros, who I don't know, or like I haven't heard of. Yeah, but yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it looks really cute. But anyway, so that's yeah, something to. Yeah, it's something I wouldn't mind checking out at some point. I think it could be, yeah, really nice. Yeah, so that's the other bit of news. I guess this is the things that have interested me on the internet over the past day. I'm not sure if anybody was watching Bez's stream from yesterday, but we were chatting about languages and phrases. Another thing that I'd been chatting with Teresa over the weekend was sort of the most common last names in different languages. So obviously, like in English, it's John Smith or Smith, and in Czech, it's Novak. Jan Novak is like the most common men's name together. And then I just saw this morning that somebody had put up a map of all the European, like the most common last names in Europe, which was a bit of fun. And I was actually, I mean, it's interesting that like, for example, Jones is in fact more popular than Smith in Wales, which I didn't know. I knew it was a popular Welsh name, but I didn't know it was beyond Smith. And I think the other interesting thing I was kind of interested in is that here you can see Slovakia, which is here. I always think that Slovak and Czech they're very similar languages, and so I just thought that like it would also be like a Novak, but it's actually something Horvath, which is yeah, it's just different because Polish and Czech are very similar, but yeah. Anyway, random point, but those might be interested if that tickles anybody's bug. And the other thing, which Rory in particular might be interested in, being a graphic designer, is I also saw this the other day, and it probably made the rounds on Twitter, I imagine, which is Dicia, which is like a typeface, but for like analog game kind of icons, like die faces and card symbols and things like that. And it looks really good. I haven't actually used it, and it's kind of free, but you could also pay as you want. Rory said he bought it. Yeah, haven't checked it out. So yeah, about the same. Yeah, I had. There's another thing there's a font I use called Playing Cards every now and then, which is a similar thing as well. But this looks like it has, just a bit more functional, like a wider range of kind of symbols. And I think there's and this is where I don't know much about fonts, but I think there's something about it will like reproduce better across multiple formats or things like that. So yeah, I think I definitely check this out. I'll put it in the chat. Would really recommend. I think this is the kind of thing that it's really great to support, and I'm glad to see people doing this. So yeah, that was quite cool. Yeah, definitely something to check out. And I will. Yeah, I don't know where's the. Is there a? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, I will. Rory says, I'm not sure much how I'll use it. I quite like the process of making symbols every time I work on a project. It's more time consuming, it's part of the craft I enjoy. Yeah, I mean, yes. I suspect this is maybe not, this is not aimed at professional graphic designers such as yourself, Rory. Yeah, I think for me, I definitely, that is, like, handcrafting the icons is not my thing. So yeah, having something like this might be useful. But as I said, I already use this sort of playing card thing. So yeah, I don't know. But anyway, it's nice. It's nice that it's out there and something to think about. But yes. So what are folks up to today? What is on the docket? The docket for me, I'm meeting with Brett today. We're going to have a longer playtest session. We have a couple of games that we're working on. They've kind of been stalled actually for quite a while. I mean, pandemic obviously makes it hard. We're so used to being working together in the same place and just going and meeting up that we have to sort of relearn how to get the schedule going in virtual space. But yeah, we have a new sort of a light polyomino game. You know, I haven't made a polyomino game, so why not? And we're trying. It's sort of a polyomino game where you're putting furniture in a house. So it's not necessarily about filling space perfectly, but it's about arranging it. So sort of a cute family level kind of game, which I think would be really nice actually, and having different styles of furniture, things like that. Arnold says, I mainly steal from Noun Project for icons. Yeah, I'm the same. I use Noun Project a lot. Yeah, so we're working on that. We've got another thing we're working on with Alley Cat in the Dice Hospital world, a game that we'll see how that is coming along. It's still kind of early stages, but it's looking promising, and I think that could be really cool. And we've got to talk a little bit about some development on a couple of signed games where publishers will come back. One is a rule book that we need to check over by the end of this week, and there's another game that's sort of in mid-development with a publisher that we need to sort of, you know, there's been a bunch of good feedback and there's a bunch of cards and things, and we have to kind of give them a bit of feedback on their feedback. So it's just easier, we find it, just to chat about these things at the end of the day. Rory said, mainly some day job stuff this morning, then getting a new version of Pier 18 on Tabletopia. Oh, great. Yeah, I'd love to play it again, actually. I really enjoyed it when I played it the other time. Rob's playtesting a friend's game this evening and might find some time to deal with matters arising from some work with Alex. It sounds a little bit corporate, you know, like it's like further business matters arising on this particular game, or you know, we will call this playtest session to a close, or whatever. Morning, Dee's boat bag. Yeah. Yes, it sounds like Alex and Rob are hitmen. That is true. Yeah, it is a very it's just a very professional, you know, what's the word? Professional approach to your work, which is always appreciated, I'm sure. We prefer cleaners. Oh gosh, yeah. So yeah, that's the main thing for me today. A long sort of playtesting / you know, matters arising kind of meeting with Brett. So we're sort of catching up on various bits and pieces. I still really want to work on this new game idea. I was sort of inspired by AG over the week, like on Monday over the weekend, and I've made like an initial. I can probably have it up here somewhere, or maybe I don't actually anymore. I was saying I could show off my initial map for it, but it's yeah, I hope to be able to do something with that in the next couple of days and actually get to play it. But yeah, other than that, we're just sort of same old, you know, in this room. But yeah, it's and this interview was kind of interesting. It's always fun to go back and sort of think about your process and what are your kind of inspirations and things like that, and trying to remember why, why. And actually, one question I thought that was sort of interesting that sort of relates to the Twitch streaming a bit was they're sort of talking about, what's your bit of advice for game designers and things like that. And I don't know if I'm very consistent with these questions and answers, because I just answer whatever I think at the time. I don't remember what I've said in other interviews. So, if you look back on an interview, you'll be like, it's not very consistent to this answer. But I was saying about like the importance of community. I think like obviously playtesting, but just more generally being in a community of designers has been so important for me, and I'd recommend it for anybody starting out in design. And I realized, that's exactly what, Twitch, I sort of get involved with streaming, was to kind of recreate or create a new sort of community in these times. And yeah, it's generally been a really nice thing. And just a nice way to start the day. I've got my, today I've got a Puncia green tea. So I hope everyone else has got their beverage of choice and is enjoying it. Yeah, but I'll just check. Oh, thank you, Diego, for reminding me to drink. We are on a. It is a game design Cuppa stream. So yeah, for those who are new to the stream, on the game design Cuppa ones, it's a bit more relaxed. It's not. Although I have to admit, most of my streams recently have been pretty relaxed and sort of freeform. But it's a place to just chill out at the start of the day, hang out with some friends, enjoy a cup of tea or coffee or your favorite beverage, and just talk about some questions, whatever anyone's sort of interested in. Morning, Bass. How are you going? Welcome. So I sort of also related to this game that we're making about putting furniture in houses. Maybe it was a sly way of preparing for today. I introduced Teresi to Grand Designs yesterday. So for those who don't know, Grand Designs is a television show, a British television show that I think's been, I don't know how long it's been running for. It must be at least 2 decades, I think now. Grand Designs. Yeah, it's basically 2 decades. So they're up to 20 seasons, which is pretty amazing actually. And it's a really great. It's a show basically that follows people usually building their own house, and they follow them over basically however long it takes, and then when the episode is released, it means that the house is usually finished, and at the end of the episode they show it. But it's a lot about architecture and design, and it's always really, I mean, the stories are just really interesting, and there's just even the experience of actually building your own house. But from all there is something that kind of like design adjacency that I do enjoy. That when you're a designer in one field, I think sometimes you're very interested about interesting design in another field, even though it's not directly applicable. Just the way that people think about things, I guess, or try and alter different things. But I think Teresa enjoyed it, which was nice. So a successful. So we've got plenty to watch if we want to binge watch it. And we watched the finale of the 2nd season of Canadian MasterChef. So our favourite person won. So although I knew that he had already won, but so that was nice. Rob says, have you seen the Michelin Web take on Grand Designs? A couple of sellers trying to build an airport in their garden. I'll have to have a look. That sounds like fun already. I could see how it could be very easily parodied in a way. But but at the same I mean it's complete. It's also I think a lot of people said during these sort of pandemic times we all go back to sort of very sort of like comfort foods almost, and I think Grand Design for me is a bit of a comfort food as well. That it's just it's the same kind of format and something familiar. And I mean maybe that's something to be said about sort of the idea of like comfort food in game design. I was sort of thinking like, I guess, if you, for example, if you really like Uwe Rosenberg games, you must get a sense of when you play even a new Uwe Rosenberg game that there's just this familiarity to it, and that you can sort of, like comfort in that familiarity. And I don't know if it really gets talked about very much, like that kind of familiarity and how important. I think a lot of time we're worried about novelty in game design, but there's also, I think, something strong about familiarity as well, and the comfort from that. I guess nostalgia is also somewhat related. There's definitely some games sort of trading on nostalgia, but yeah, it's not something I like. My own idea is always about trying to do something new. Like I never like retreading old things. So I guess in my designs, I'm not actually against nostalgia or against comfort, but I guess by the result of me always trying to do something new, it doesn't happen. But it's an interesting kind of thought, I guess, which I actually haven't thought before until now. Where it says Rick Stein's Cornwall, is that they're now locked down? I don't know. I guess it's about Cornwall. I very much like Cornwall, so I have to check. And Ben Fogel, New Lives in the Wild. Okay, basically any celebrities going on holiday so I can live vicariously through it. I'm like, yeah, I'll have to check that out. I guess and the reason I started watching a lot of MasterChef is because I'm working on this game about cooking. Even though realistically, like, it's not like it's watching MasterChef, I think, is going to necessarily help me make the game very much. But I have slipped into the enjoyment of it. Rob says our comfort viewing has been Peaky Blinders, possibly a different style of comfort there. We started actually very early on in pandemic last year. We did actually start watching. I never watched it, and Teresa's mother actually really liked Peaky Blinders, although she definitely had to watch with subtitles, and Teresa has to watch with subtitles because the northern accents were a bit much. Yeah, we enjoyed the first season. I think. I'm not. I don't know. Yeah, it falls in the middle for me of these kind of like period. I don't know. I'm not a huge kind of period drama person. I'm not sure if it's really about the kind of like the content. And I think once I got into the second season, it just felt like it was kind of, I don't know, it sort of didn't live up to the first season, which I know is a normal thing with these kind of programs. But yeah. Oh wow, you binged it in one extra long weekend. Wow, that is impressive. Yeah, I haven't done anything that amazing in. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I said on Monday we watched all of Broadchurch season 1 over the weekend, but which is it's one of those things because it's that quite a normal whodunit. You just want to get to the end and you want to know who did it. But so that was the process of that. But yeah, that sounds like quite a bit of not work necessarily, but yeah, definitely quite intense viewing, I would imagine. But yeah, I mean, it's funny, isn't it, that you can do that for TVs, but it's hard to do that for board games. I'm not sure if I could really binge play, I don't know, everything of like Pandemic season 1 or something in one go. Oh, the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Yeah, I've heard of that. I should check that out as well. Yeah, there's always more TV to work out and see. Yeah, trying to play some games as well and see what we're going to do with that, I guess. But yeah, we'll see. I saved my binge playing for conventions. Yeah, I don't play much at conventions, I guess. I don't. And also, I guess even the conventions I started, for me, something like AirCon was the first time I started going to conventions again, where the purpose of going to the convention wasn't business. For me, going to so many, conventions was just all about, doing business, meeting publishers, trying to sell games, things like that. That's what SN is, for example. And yeah, it was really nice going to AirCon and just actually having time just to kind of sit down and relax. But at the same time, I don't always go with groups. Like actually that time I went by myself. So I don't know, it's a bit harder to binge play when you don't have like this group that is all, is happy to sort of sit down and keep playing. But spend the few conventions I go to mostly talking rather than playing. Yeah, I mean that's true, and that more and more it's about kind of socializing. So yeah, I saw some people on one of Tony's latest blogs. He put up a thing of the Flanesford Priory, which is a place near Ross on Wye, where actually there's this Castle Con convention, I think, that's run for the last couple of decades, which seems to be like this really like play a lot of games, and that sounded really nice. And it's funny because I've actually been to this priory, but for a different event, nothing to do with the convention. it's a lovely place in the world. So yeah, it's something I wouldn't mind doing. You know, in the after times, in the after pandemic. Let's hope we get to the after pandemic times. But yeah, I'll see. We'll see what happens there. Or he says if it's a weekend thing, I try to do a day of business and then a day of playing. Okay, have some friends that I only really see at con, so it's always nice to catch up. Oh, that's a smart way to do it. Yeah, I think I'm not. I've never been as organized with it, I guess, as it goes. As says talking or watching people. Well, watching people talk about board games is much more time consuming than playing board games, but it gives me joy as well. Yes. Well, I mean, definitely in this current world where, you know, we're obviously sometimes a bit limited of what we can play. Yeah, we're all getting nostalgic for conventions now. Yeah. I have to admit, there's and also I'm really wondering whether Essen is going to happen. For example, like I don't think I'm expecting I'm not expecting to go to UK Games Expo. I just don't think it's going to happen for whatever reason. So maybe the chance Essen's going to happen, but I feel more and more uncertain, and it looks, unfortunately, like in the Czech Republic, the vaccination kind of speed is very, very slow. So I'm under no expectation that I will be vaccinated even by October. So I don't know if I really will want to travel to a convention if I'm not vaccinated. Although even if you are vaccinated, anyway, I don't want to be too much into all of that. But yeah, it is a bit unknown, or yeah, it definitely feels a bit uncertain with everything. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see where things end up. I had a thought, but I can't remember it. No. Rob says, I have a cancelable room booked for the new UK dates, but I'm not too hopeful. Yeah. I actually don't have anything, but we're always with playtests, so that sort of we're able to get rooms through that. But yeah, I don't really know what's going on. So let's see what will happen. Yeah, I'm definitely, and all this talk about playing games now makes me just want to buy some games, because it's I've definitely been buying a lot more games in the pandemic than I ever did before. Also because I have more time to play them. I am also rapidly sort of building up a pile of games which now need to be sold or passed on, because I got a bit of play out of them, but they're not ultimately for me. But talking about Uwe Rosenberg, I'm very tempted to get Fields of Arla, which is sort of because we play 2-player, and we have time to play these heavier 2-player games. So I'm tempted to do that. Although we already have Feast for Odin, so I'm just sort of thinking, how many heavy Uwe Rosenberg games can you really have? What makes sense there? I'm not sure. Yeah. So I think I'm just checking what else is on the docket for today in terms of things. No, just a lot of playtesting, really. Yeah, that's the joy of trying to keep up with all these different projects, and when you I mean, it's like, I guess it's like any job. When you whack one mole, another one pops up, or another two pop up just as quickly. So it's every time you do some work for one game, you playtest, and then you have more work. So it's just the never ending treadmill, a little bit like that. But yes, it's the way it goes. Well, in the mood of a little bit of a relaxing morning, I might do one or two puzzles maybe, and everyone can sort of chill out. Feel free to do a puzzle with me if you wish, but if not, it's easy as you like. So also feel free to throw questions in the chat. As always, happy to talk about anything. Yeah, let's try. We could do Tiny Islands, I guess. I can't remember what we were supposed to do. But like on Ross's Discord, they have, I think, Wednesdays also. It might be Boat Wednesdays. Never quite remember. Tiny Islands. Where are we? Top Tuesday. Oh, here we go. Wave Wednesday. Waves are mandatory. Okay, so I have to choose waves for Waves Wednesday. So let's share the screen. Rory says, I've been playing Thronebreaker, the Witcher card game thing. I actually heard of it. Thronebreaker. Is it an app? Thronebreaker. You mean it's like an RPG? Is this what you mean? Thronebreaker, the Witcher Tales? Okay. Yeah, no, I will have a look at it. It's got some really cool single solution puzzles that you need to do. The one thing I recommend is if you haven't played The Witness, I would definitely check it out. It's a card game battler. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, how strange. Oh, okay. I will check it out. Oh, unfortunately, it's a Windows only thing. Oh, so much promise. But yeah, but I definitely if you like sort of any sort of puzzly thing, I recommend checking out The Witness, which is really incredible. And I think maybe Rory especially might enjoy it because it's very visual kind of puzzle game, which I think is really fantastic. So it's Wave Wednesday, so we must choose waves. Is the thing? Oh, so I must choose this wave. All right. I'll put it here. Oh yes. Well, if you haven't heard of The Witness, you're in for a treat, definitely. Okay, let's try some houses here. Let's work on the houses. Okay, I have some forest down here, I guess. Start working on it. Churches. Well, I'll try and get a church close to this house somehow. Some more houses, that's good. All for houses, generally. Some more forest. Happy with that. Hey, Drawn Onward, how you go? Yeah, I love tiny islands. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of waves today, so it's going to be very tricky. Maybe I'll throw this one out here. Yeah. Well, I'm being pretty lucky with my forest today. Got a nice forest going. Small waves sometimes. All right, we'll put the waves down here. Okay, so now we need to do our island. Like, I guess we'll do this. Yeah, I wish I had been able to get a little bit bigger. Maybe we can do something like this. Okay, looks like a nice island there. Oh, it would be great if there was a mountain next to this. I guess I will make I'll make a church on this island. Why not? More forests. Excellent. Continue on with that. Ooh, we're close with the mountains. A house could be good as well. Let's try the mountain. We shall try the mountain. Oh, we must choose the waves. Okay, we can't go there, but we can go there. Yeah, it's not adjacent or in line with anything, so that's good. More waves. Great. Oh, and this wave will automatically cancel out another wave, which is unfortunate. Unfortunate, but can't do anything about it. Oh no! Oh no! It's all going awry. I should probably remember that in a waves, when you have Wave Wednesday, you really need to like make your islands smaller generally, because otherwise then you have this problem of you don't have any choices about where to put things. So what have we got? Oh, we could do another mountain. Yeah, let's keep going with the mountains around there. But we don't want more churches, so yeah, let's try a house there. Yeah, we can have another house, which is good. Okay, so yeah, exactly. You on Waves Wednesday, if you can choose a wave, you must choose a wave. That's what we're left with. Maybe I'm going to go for a mainly. Yeah, maybe I'll end up putting a lake inside this island. Yeah, it's what I brought on Ross's Discord. Yeah, exactly. They have like daily challenges, so you play the daily shuffle and try and get a high score essentially. Right. So, small islands. Yeah, no, I know. But I think I can't. Like I'm not going to be able to do it essentially. So I've just given up on the small islands side of things. Yeah. I mean, but to be honest, like I think I don't know. I find the waves thing it's kind of interesting, but at the same time, it feels like you're kind of you're inevitably gonna like it. You're just really at the like kind of luck of the draw a little bit. It feels like. More houses. I don't need a forest up. Oh well, forest. Having a forest up here would be another couple of points for that. But I feel like I can just put another house here, and that's fine. That's 2 points. That's also 2 points. 2 points either way. Okay, lots of mountains. Darn it. Well, looks like I'm going to put a forest here. Oh no! Oh, and I have to choose the waves anyway. So yet again, cancel out another. Oh wow! Okay, well that wasn't that great, was it? Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a particularly amazing score, unfortunately. At least one of the waves is going to score, but everything else is not going to score. Yeah. And there are a lot of waves in this shuffle, actually, I feel like. Sometimes you don't get that many, but yeah, there are definitely a lot this time. So, yeah. It's rough. Wave golf, yeah. It's probably a bit too easy. I mean, to be honest, like to do well at golf, you use waves a lot anyway because they're the things that you can cancel out and you can make things zero, which is good. Yeah, I guess I'm getting more of my points with the forest and things, but still not going to be enough. Not going to have to be very impressive. How do we go in the end? I don't think I'll even crack 40, probably. Yeah. Oh, not a great showing, unfortunately. But oh well, I'll snap a pic and put it up on the Discord a bit later. Well, with these daily challenges, essentially you're trying just to get a high score, but I sort of know like a good score is at least like 50 plus. So yeah, I think if I get lower than 40, you know that something hasn't gone very well. But to be honest, I haven't played Wave Wednesdays very much under the sort of restrictions. So yeah, it's just the way it goes, I guess. But yeah, so there you go. That's Tiny Islands for today. I hope you all get to try out your own challenge. Don't do what I do. Don't make my mistake. Small islands, that's it's called Tiny Islands, for a reason. None of these big islands. Don't be suckered in by that. And as I'm speaking, actually, the sun is finally coming out, so that's a nice. It feels like already today is going to be a nicer day, which is going to be quite. Yeah, it really makes a bit of a difference to how you feel about things, which is quite good. But yeah. And yeah, I'll be on Bez's 300th stream tomorrow as well. If anyone wants to, if it wasn't enough to be able to see me every day, you'll be able to see me tomorrow as well. So yeah, I'm fearing it's. Well, I mean, I can't really believe how she's been able to do just so many, just in a row is sort of mind-boggling and really quite an achievement. And even just all the organizing, being able to organize, guests for most of those days, all that extra work. I know how much work that can be, sort of corralling people. So yeah, it's really quite an amazing achievement. And yeah, I'll be glad to celebrate with her for a 300th episode. So that'll be, I think I'm going to be on, is it like midday English time? I think something like that. I'm not sure. I'll have to check my calendar, but yeah, I will be back there. Yeah. So what else? If as I always said, if anyone has anything they'd like me to talk about or any questions, always throw it in the chat. Always happy to be led down tangents. Otherwise, I may have a very quick, very sneaky Luck Be a Landlord run. I'm not sure. Okay, Rory, that's great. Oh, so yeah, Rob and Rory will be on there. Oh, great. Oh, well, I suppose I'll have it on in the background during my day. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you both on there. I don't think, Rory, I've actually seen you on a stream at any point. So that'll be good. Alex says, I was on a stream with her on Saturday. I think the secret is she loves a good pleather. Yeah, it's definitely, well, I should hope that it's enjoyable, basically. I don't want the feeling that you're chained to this particular, what's the word? That you're like chained to this task, that you just, this Sisyphean sort of task that you have to keep doing. Certainly wouldn't want that. So, yes. We can have a relay to keep it talking, yeah, constantly for 24 hours. That's the new 24-hour stream goal or whatever. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's have a very quick speed run of Luck Be a Landlord in the remaining 15 minutes that we have today, and then Alex says, "I'm thinking about opening up playtesting for a puzzle game of mine. Any tips?" I don't know. Actually, I've never. We will have to chat sometime, Alex. I've gotten back into doing more, with the star battles and stuff. I've gotten more back into sort of doing these puzzles. Although I think, our puzzles are sort of different, aren't they? Because you're much more of these sort of like the wall, like the grid or whatever it's called. Sorry, 4x4, like only connect kind of things. And I'm more of these kind of numerical logic puzzles. But I am intrigued about trying to have my hand at designing like some new types of puzzles in that sort of realm. So yeah, the tip is send something to me. I'm very happy to playtest it. I'm sure there are some other people. If you want me to playtest it on stream, I'm very happy to do that on Friday, for example. So if you want to send something along, I'd be more than happy to give it a go. You've seen how terrible I am at the only connect puzzle, so I'm not sure if I'm your target audience, but very happy to help out. Yeah, and in terms of any other tips, I don't know. I mean, there must be communities. I mean, I would just say just try and get in touch with the communities who are interested in these style of puzzles, and I'm sure people are generally going to be happy to try them out. Have you decided any historical games? If so, what was it like? Was it different from other games you worked on? That's a good question. I don't think so. I don't like. I mean, I doubt it. No. I think. Do you mean sort of like war games or with historical themes? Yeah, not really. I haven't. No, I guess the sort of thing. I guess for me, like I'm rarely driven by theme that much, especially historical themes. However I define it. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I don't think so actually. To be honest. I don't know if I for a long time I wanted to make a game about Prague actually. Although now, of course, Vladimir Suki has done that, has basically made the game I would have tried to make. And he is in fact Czech and a Prague, local, so it's much better that he did it. But yeah, I guess it's just I'm not driven in that same way to design. Like maybe there are ever so often there are kind of different like little anecdotes from history that might inspire me for game design. But yeah, I don't. It's not something I do very much. I'm afraid. Not very interesting. Alex says it's sort of paper. Oh, escape room. Okay, it sounds really interesting. A series of puzzles that contribute to final conclusion. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, I think even, yeah, I don't know exactly where those communities hang out online, I guess, but I think generally like board game design is kind of adjacent to that, so I'm sure you could sort of post on sort of board game design forums and things like that, and you might find other people who are interested. But yeah, I'd definitely be interested. I could see maybe why you wouldn't want me to play test it on stream, but definitely happy to try it at some point. And I've been designing lots of things in that space, so yeah, send it on to me, Alex, sometime. Rob says, I've been building a list of historical games I want to make. It's getting quite long, and I don't know how many I'll get around to. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's I mean, what is it, Rob, that kind of makes you what makes you want to make these games? I guess I mean, are you sort of interested in history already, sort of thing? Drawn on, I'm not much of a theme first designer either, but a historical game of mine, the first I made, actually got signed. Oh, congratulations! And I was curious about other designers' experiences. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't really help you much, but like Dave, I guess Dave Mortimer doesn't come on streams very well. It'd be good. I mean, if you get a streamer where Alan, I was on stream with Alan and Bez and Rita yesterday, and I think someone like Alan would be really interesting to talk to about that. And Noah's made Per Sylvester has also made quite a few kind of historically themed, more kind of Euro games. He'd be really so I reached out to him on Twitter. I'm sure he's a really nice guy, and I'm sure he'd be happy to kind of chat about it. Just trying to think of other people, obviously reading stuff about all the stuff that Cole Worley's writing about history and games at the moment. He writes amazing things, and I think there's a lot to learn. A lot of the writing by Dan Thoreau as well, Space, what's it called? Board Game Biff? No, Space Game Biff? Space Biff, I think. Yeah, Dan Thoreau, T-H-U-R-O-T. You're in Space Biff. Yeah. So I think those are the things I would think about when understanding the intersection of history and games. I guess it's something a bit very new to me, and it's not something I think about very much, but I enjoy reading about it from a kind of interest point of view. Rob, I've been reading history books and learning about interesting people and events that make me want to make a game. Well, that sounds sounds fantastic. Yeah, I guess I haven't been. Yeah, it just depends what you kind of read or what you're interested in, and my interests are in different places, I guess. I do sometimes think about maybe science, history of science. There have already been a few games in that way, and I think actually Genius Games, for example, with the Genotype game that they came out with recently, I think they've done an amazing job. So I sort of I feel like they're doing that job already. I don't need to go into that sort of realm as well. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting things out there. Actually, when I was looking, it was interesting. I was just looking about Fields of Arla, and apparently in the expansion they have a massive history booklet in the Fields of Arla expansion, because it's really connected to where Uwe grew up or where he's from in Germany, and kind of history of industry and trade in that region and everything. So it's nice to see that people are adding this information, and it certainly can enrich the kind of overall experience, I would say. I'm glad. Yeah, I guess it is a lot of research, and I guess in some way, yeah, it is more work than you would have to do otherwise. But hopefully, it resonates with the people who are playing it. I mean, the other person I think is David Thompson, from the Cambridge group, and if you reach out to him, he's much more in the sort of war game space. But I know that Undaunted was directly inspired by his grandfather who fought in the D-Day kind of landing in the First World War. And he does an amazing amount of research into these games and tries to really imbue the history into them. and combine them really interesting mechanisms. So he'd be also another really great person to talk about. And he's really friendly and very open about it. So yeah, I would definitely look him up, or he's posting on Facebook sometimes and on Board Game Geek. I think he's pretty active as well. Again, in more of the kind of war game side, but he's around. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. Yeah. Well, we're almost coming up on the hour, so I guess we'll slowly wrap up. But I imagine we'll be rating Bez as is usual for this morning stream. Yeah, no worries. My pleasure. Hope it's useful. Yeah, and I think I've been as a sort of a PS from Monday's stream. I am probably considering maybe moving to mornings as my main streaming time, possibly, and maybe just doing 2 mornings a week, and that being it. I'm still kind of thinking about. I'm trying to work out actually how I can kind of fit it in, but maybe mornings would be where I go to. But yeah, so let's see what happens. But I could be Bez's warm up act for a couple of days a week or something like that, which might be interesting. But yeah, we shall see where it goes. Cool, but let's try. Let's see. Can I beat Luck Be a Landlord in 5 minutes? So this is going to be some speed Luck Be a Landlord. No worries, Baz. Hope you enjoyed it. It sounds like a delicious breakfast. So for those who don't know, Luck Be a Landlord, a roguelike slot machine game. If you've been watching the stream at all, you know I have played far too much of this game already. But now I'm going to try and beat it in about 5 minutes. So let's go. Let's see how we go. All right. And I'll be trying to keep an eye on chat as much as I can, but I will have to be quick to get into the 5 minutes. And drinking tea at the same time as much as I can. Oh, we got lots of beer early. We just have to hope to get a dwarf. We need a dwarf. Need some dwarf vibes in the chat. Okay. Yeah, I like the Friday afternoons too. It's tricky, I guess. I haven't really worked out exactly what I want. I think from the streaming, I think is a bit, it's a bit tricky, I guess. Oh, I see. So yeah, when you have a lot of history to cover in the research, yeah, it can be tricky, certainly. Ooh, we got a sun already. Interesting. So we probably want to get some flowers now because I got a very early sun, which is nice. Probably shouldn't be skipping as much as I am, though. More crabs. More crabs. Tasty, tasty crabs. Yeah, so I'm hoping that I'll sort of figure out like what I really want to be doing, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not too worried. Oh, I could have taken the thing. Oh, the time when you're offered a safe just before you're about to get a lockpick. Oh, the shame. I'm gonna have to play quicker. We're under the clock. No, it's no problem. So what, Drawn Onward, can you say what the like the particular history that is in the game? Like what's the kind of the setting? Oh gosh, it's all bad. Need a dwarf. Again, both times I offered the item I needed just after I passed on the symbol, which is not good. 3 minutes. I'm gonna have to go a bit quicker. We're doing all right though. Doing all right. We haven't had a demise yet, so that's good. Oh, I think I've seen this. The Stonewall. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I know a little bit about the history, but not too much. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I think I've seen that somewhere. You were posting. Were you posting somewhere else about the game? I feel like. Um, yeah, I really hope that goes well. But I mean, it sounds great, actually. So yeah, congrats. Yeah, there's a very popular club in Sydney called Stonewall. Maybe there's a lot of, well, obviously lots of clubs around the world probably called Stonewall after that event. Yeah, okay, yes, I probably definitely saw it on Twitter. In fact, yes. I guess we do follow. Are you also drawn onward on Twitter or something else? Or yeah, because maybe I haven't connected two people I know in different spheres, and then which doesn't quite work, does it? Oh, you're also drawn on virtual. Okay, maybe I just haven't. maybe I had a brain freeze or something. I guess. Well, we're still alive here. We're still alive, and actually had a good. We've got a pretty good setup, and we got the frozen pizza, which means I'm getting extra symbols all the time, which you don't get very often, which is nice. So I feel like this could be quite a good run actually. But I've only got 1 minute left. No, I mean I guess I might go beyond. Well, I don't know. We can finish this run and then head over to Bez. I know quite a few of you probably want to just head over to Bez anyway. So I probably won't go much longer than a few more minutes. If someone wants to let me know when Bez is on. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Now I have made the connection, Taylor. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Because I guess on Twitter, that's your name on Twitter, even if you have a different handle. Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, great. Okay. Now I've connected two separate concepts in my mind. But good. Well, thanks very much for dropping by the stream anyway. Yeah, that's really great news about Stonewall Uprising. Yeah, really fantastic. Yeah. Oh, great. Are we going to have a wind? We could. I mean, it could get a good flower wind. I'm liking where we're going at the moment. Definitely. I haven't actually had a good flower game for a while, so it's nice to see that going well. Oh gosh, what's the thing? Work. I'm getting some big flowers here. Morning, Zed. How are you going? I swore that I haven't been playing Luck Be a Landlord the whole time. It's just I'm just doing a quick speed run for Bez's stream. Why is Wednesday always after Tuesday? I'm sorry to hear. I hope you're doing okay. Hope everything is well for you. Yeah, it's it would be nice if there was a different order of things maybe. But yeah. You've been playing in your mind, Matt. Yeah, all the time I was talking to, I was actually thinking about playing Luck Be a Landlord. How did you know? How did you know? But we're still alive, which is, for me, definitely going kind of as quickly as I can is pretty good. Oh, we have the lucky dice. Interesting. So we're always going to roll maximum on our dice. Very nice, very nice. Makes the the five-sided die really, really quite good. Nobody ever questions like how the five-sided die actually works in reality, but maybe I should have taken another flower actually, because we're kind of a flower game now. But that's all right. Some wine for my dwarf doesn't mind about whether it's wine or beer. Yes, speed run. Yes, quicker. Is Bez already on? Does anyone know? Yeah, but this actually has been a pretty good run. I have to admit. So it's gone longer than I thought it would. I thought I would sort of crash and burn very quickly, but but I've got some pretty good items, so that is definitely helping. Yeah, a lot of the game is about sort of remembering what things are good, because like in different games, depending on the items you have, different symbols are worth more. When you're doing it very quickly, you've got to try and remember like how they all kind of fit together, I guess. I don't want any of that. Don't want any of that. Oof, these are all kind of bad, I guess. I guess I'll take that. Wine and beer. Wine and beer for everyone. That's what it's all about. I wouldn't mind another sun, of course, but I think that might be asking for a little bit too much. Well, we're adding so much alcohol at some point. I probably should. Yeah, I only have one dwarf, so I probably shouldn't be adding. So, ooh, another flower. Very good, very good. All about the flower. Oh no, I misclicked there. I didn't mean to. I forget that I'm adding double symbols on every second run, so I'm sometimes I've misclicked because I thought I would be skipping past it. So who knows? Well, I guess I'll add a monkey now because the monkey will eat the coconuts. Well, maybe I'm going to lose now. Where are we at? Oh yeah, so I am going to lose. So there you go. Speed run is over. Unless I get an amazing score now. Yep. I have been evicted. I was close. There you go. Well, thank you all for indulging me in my speed run at the end of the day. Can I get here? And let's go over and say hi to Bez. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, whatever you're going to be up to. I hope you're well. Yeah. Until then, I'll be on Bez's stream tomorrow, and I'll be back streaming on Friday afternoon as always. But until then, yeah, take care, everyone, and thanks very much. All right, bye. Let's start the raid. Hey, how you going? Nice to see you. All right, let's go. Take care, everyone. Bye.